Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villa and welcome to episode 7 of Razor Holte, our basic quest of world domination with Aston Villa. And since last episode, we've had a little bit of action on the transfer front, not quite press conference worthy, but a little bit nonetheless. Now, a couple of outs. Well, the main out was Bjornsson. We sold in Crystal Palace 6.5 million. That just helps fund potential transfers that we want to bring in here. And Nyland is left as well. I don't think he put on a jersey for us, and with good reason, because he's absolutely shocking. That's not a comment on him in real life, just in this game. He's absolutely shocking. I don't see enough of Villa, unfortunately, to make a judgment on him. He always said, 5 goals against Forest. I'm digressing. Let's move on. So we've had 3 signings in, though. I'm working under the principle, before we get to them, you can see them down there. I'm working under the principle, the team we have now should be good enough to get us promoted. So we're going to start building towards the future. So with that in mind, here is Harry Cochrane, and we bought him from Hearts for next to nothing. You can see really, really good potential. Only 17 right now. We've loaned him back to Hearts for the rest of the season, so he gets first-team football there. He's developing well as a Hearts player, so I didn't see a reason why that wouldn't continue. But yeah, you can see really, really good potential. He essentially will come in as sort of a Whelan replacement when Whelan goes. That's sort of the role that I'm thinking we'll use him in, sort of like just a central midfielder in various different roles. So we paid, you can see, 275,000, rising up to 600,000. That's an absolute pittance for a player that is considered a promising midfielder. Defensively, we need central backs, don't we? Sean Williams from Manchester United. We didn't pay that much for him. You can see potentially, he's almost 4-star potential. So I thought, let's bring him in really, really pacey. He'll be able to play on the cover. I think he'll do a good job for us. And to be honest, 1.3 million, is a maximum fee for a player that's, a 4-star potential. I think that's absolute peanuts. I don't understand why we got him for so cheap. So again, he will probably play a little bit this year just because we have no central defenders, but I think that's okay. And now this one, Aubrey Modiba, he doesn't have a work permit. I had initially signed him at the start of the year in the sort of the summer transfer window, but I ended up rejecting it because we couldn't get him a work permit. He's a really, really good... It says that he's a left winger. He can play sort of, you can see at the top there. He can play left back, left wing, or left midfield. Left wing back or left midfield. He can play anywhere down there really, really well. Oh, I've clicked off it there. Really good potential as well. 4-star potential. So I think, again, for 600,000, we're going to loan him out. Looks like to MLS for the rest of this season. Then we'll call him back once the Brexit sort of happens. We can kind of see if we can get him a work permit. And if not, I think if we just loan him out, eventually he'll either qualify for a work permit or we'll sell him on for a nice profit if he doesn't. So yeah, that's what we've done there. As I said, Cochrane, we've sent him out alone, along with Dominic Revan. Just getting some first-team football. Again, I think there's a really good central defender there. He's not quite at the level to play first-team football this year, so we'll send him out alone to Grimsby, who I think are League 2. Actually, I'm pretty sure they are League 2. And then we'll reassess him in the summer and see whether we loan him out again, look to sell him on, or use him as a first-team player. But yeah, Bjornsson was the big sale there. But let's have a look at how we've done since last episode on the field. And you can see I was getting a little bit down, wasn't I? We just were drawing too many games. I had a little bit of a rethink, tweaked tactics just a little bit, and we've had some really good results here. We played Crystal Palace. Now, we missed a load of chances in this game. I did switch to the 5-3-2 formation. Abraham did get a goal. We did snatch a win. But it was the narrowest of narrow wins. But it was good to get 3 points on the board again. Then we played Walsall in the FA Cup. We dominated most of this game. Just 2 sort of sloppy defensive errors. But Blackett Taylor got his first goal, I think, for the club. Isaac got 2 as well, and Callum O'Hare. You can see it was a very much a sort of a second-string team. But they played relatively well, as I said, just a couple of defensive lapses there. Then we played Wigan. Now, we dominated this game. We conceded from a corner, which was disappointing. We should have won this game by a lot more, but Foden and Marin with the goals. And yeah, again, good solid 3 points against a team we probably should be beating. Now, I know that I said we were going to play Hull this episode. We got through the FA Cup, so I thought we'd see a Premier League team, see how we go against them. But Hull, this was our best performance in weeks, probably since going back towards Stoke and Middlesbrough, and even then I don't think we were that great. Probably the Birmingham derby, I'd even go back as far as that. But 3-0, Foden got 2, Chester with 1, I think that was from a corner, you would imagine so, being James Chester anyway. Just a really, really good performance. Good to get just a bit of a run going as well. So this episode we're going to play Newcastle in the FA Cup. Not going to be our full-strength team, but we're going to go strong enough to get an idea of how we're doing against Premier League teams. Then we'll play Ipswich in the league. They're struggling a little bit down in 15th, so it should be a relatively we should be getting 3 points. I don't know how easy it'll be, but we should be getting 3 points. And this is the league table as it stands. We're back to the top, equal on points with Derby, better goal difference, and the game in hand as well. So we've rebounded well. And this is why I say I'm sort of working on the principle. The team we have now, it's good enough, isn't it, to get us promoted? We can see that. We're 10 points clear of Leeds right now. Was there 18 games to go, I think. So we should be able to get out of this division with the team we have. Now, with Nyland going, I was trying to sign a goalkeeper. I'll get into sort of almost transfers. We still have a few days to go here, so there could be more action yet. We called back Saric. I had him out on loan. I think between Saric and between Bunn, assuming that Bunn stays, we should be able to get through this season without signing a second keeper. We use Moreira as first choice, and then we'll sort of reassess in the summer. But Moreira starts in goal. Twenzabi, Roshan Williams is going to get a debut nice and early here with Micah Richards. Bree and Beck they're going to be the width. Doyle Hayes and Lansbury in midfield. Grealish in behind Isaac and Hogan. We'll just see how we go. And of course, for all the goals in between episodes, at the end of the Ipswich game, there will of course be goals of the month, so make sure you stick around for that. Full house at Villa Park, isn't it? Let's see here. Do it for the fans, says Mr. Terry. I'm saying go out and enjoy yourselves. Go out there and enjoy yourselves. A little bit of passion that we have faith. I don't think maybe at home we'd be expected to win this. We want to give them a game though, don't we? Oh, switched off. Scott Hogan, how dare you. Alright, here we go as the Villa fans lose their collective crap. Yeah, now in terms of near misses, now if you've watched me from FM19 on, if you watch my Arsenal save, you know that I have an FM love affair with Tyrone Mings. He was transfer listed at Bournemouth. We had him at fee agreed, I think it was 1.4 million, which is absolute peanuts. Agreed a contract, then Premier League Cardiff came in and he went there instead. If I'd known, if he went for more money, and it was, maybe 5-6 grand a week more money, I would have given it to him. I gave him what he wanted. I would have given him, I think we gave him 15 grand a week and he ended up going for like 20 something, 21, 22. And I just think he's a really, really good player because he can play the central defence, he can play as a left back, as a left wing back, he can cover all those positions, and he's just a really, really good player to have on the squad. And yeah, so we've missed out on Tyrone Mings, which was a little bit disappointing. We've had a little bit of just like bids here and there for strikers, as strikers, for players. Haven't really found a striker, so we still have Codger and Hogan, obviously. Yeah, I'm looking for younger players, trying to build towards next season. That's sort of the plan at this point. So I did look at the left backs that you guys had. It's kind of could have got a deflection, that shot, and made him look good, but as it turns out, not great. Yeah, I looked at the Godfrey. He's just still too expensive. Tavernier, again, just too expensive for us. The left back at Malaga, Rica, I think it is. Again, a little bit too expensive at this time, and being a championship club, I couldn't get him to come. Well, it was just too expensive. It wouldn't have mattered if he wanted to come anyway because we couldn't afford the transfer fee. We have about 4 million to play with still. Here's a chance here for Beck. What's he like shooting? It's not the best. He'll retrieve that though. If he can get down the wing, get a cross in, we might be a chance here. Doyle Hayes. I'm tempted whether or not to loan Doyle Hayes out. I'm thinking, having sold Bjornsson, we might keep him at the club. Are we going to get done on the counter-attack here? Micah Richards has just looked at that flying over his head. We're in a bit of trouble here. We're in a lot of trouble. And they've opened the scoring. That was Micah Richards, wasn't it? On the right side, I think it'd be Ricky, yeah. He's gone the end of the season. We free up a lot of wages. If you guys have played as Villa, I'm sure you're aware. At the end of this first season, it's got to be pushing 150 grand a week we free up in wages. I am trying to re-sign Mile Jedinak just because he's Mile Jedinak. He's the great man himself. Let's give it a demand more here. So I'm trying to re-sign him, but essentially everybody else I'm willing to let go out the door. I like Jedinak, apart from the fact that he's Australian and qualified as single-handedly for the World Cup. He's a good leader and he's a good captain, so I want to keep him for that purpose as well. Yeah, so we haven't really done much in this game, have we? I'm going to get aggressive. I'm going to get aggressive. I'm going to say I'm not pleased with that. Everyone's looking motivated. They only had that one highlight, so it's difficult to say we're doing too much wrong. But we will just... I mean, what is that, Hogan? We have players on the bench that we can look to bring on as well. Keenan Davis was back on the bench. You may have noticed that. I'm thinking we are going to loan him out, though, because I don't think he's going to play enough to keep his development going. He's back. He had a serious injury. So I think championship clubs are interested in him. So that works for me. At the Holte end here, Jack Grealish down to for Hogan! Oh, just doing this allowed. Offside. I don't think that was offside, was it? Can we see it again? Oh, come on. No, that referee, that is outrageous. Unless they've changed the rule, that is not interfering with play. They're behind the goal. That's outrageous. Alright, things aren't working out here, are they? So let's have a look at what we can change. Let's maybe look to exploit the flanks. Let's maybe go a bit shorter, a little bit more direct passing, I should say. Everything else, we're just not creating anything, so that's all fine. And we will look to make some subs here. I'm thinking... I mean, Hogan hasn't done much, has he? He hasn't done much. We'll bring Keenan Davis on. I don't like the... I don't hate the idea of playing him as a target man and playing Isaac as an advanced forward. Anything else we want to do? I mean, Grealish isn't having his best game either. Let's look to play him as a playmaker. I probably should have been playing him as a playmaker in the first place, actually. And, I mean, we haven't disgraced ourselves against Premier League opposition, but we haven't really done much, have we? We haven't really threatened them. Let's go attacking. Let's pause that here. This mouse is absolute rubbish. Oh, new one's coming in Amazon, which is exciting for me, but my mouse right now, the clicker's going on it. Anything else we want to do here? We need to maybe start getting a little bit more desperate, don't we? Let's push up. Let's try and get stuck in. Try and win the ball back as quickly as possible. Distribute the ball quickly from the back. I'm wondering actually we won't give a specific instruction. I'm wondering if we should even look to go a little bit longer. Let's attack with a bit more width. I don't want to play for set plays, if I'm honest. The other thing, let's try, given that we have a little bit of height now, let's try hitting in early crosses. Let's push forward. Come on, boys. There goes my notepad. It's not been a great game for us, has it? As I said, we haven't disgraced ourselves, but I mean, Grealish hasn't created much, if we're honest. He hasn't had his best game. This looks like it's going to be it. This is the counter-attack, surely. Come on. But we're giving a debut to Rashawn Williams, and he's obviously done okay. Here we go. Oh no, I thought we might have a chance there. He's obviously done okay because they haven't created that much. We haven't seen anything of Newcastle, have we? It's just that one Micah Richards sort of bird-watching moment that has cost us. They haven't necessarily outplayed us here. It does make you wonder if we'd played our strongest team, maybe we could have got them, but I think it is just about getting promoted this year. Oi, Dean! Mike Dean, what the fuck is wrong with you, you dumb c***? That wasn't offside! Well done, Rafa. Congrats, mate. Good luck in the next round. Dean! Why the fuck did you disallow that goal, you bastard? We'll just say calm that we're not happy and we'll move on from there. But that stupid offside rule, if that goal goes in, it's 1-1. We get a replay. We probably don't want that, to be honest, either. But, yeah, that was a little bit disappointing. Cochrane's injured himself 6-7 weeks. Well, I mean, he's on loan. It doesn't really matter. It's first professional game for Williams, so let's not be too harsh on him. But, guys, that's it for that. Let's wait right there, and we'll be back for Ipswich, and hopefully a much better performance. Okay, welcome back. We're about to play Ipswich, and hopefully we're about to see some, at least, highlights, if not goals. This is the team we're sending out. I've seen enough of that one against Newcastle. We're going back to the wingers. Ipswich are a little bit vulnerable to crosses as well, so I think it works on that front. So it's Moreira in goal, Taylor, Twanzebe, Chester, and El Mohammadi as a defence. McGinn and Horahan in midfield. We have the great man Yadanak in defence, on the bench if we need him. El Ghazi and Maran to provide the width. Foden and Abraham, hopefully, to provide the goals. Alright, here we go. It's 4-3-3, very defensive looking 4-3-3 from Ipswich. Paul Lambert apparently is their manager, so that might explain something there, mightn't it? Terry says do it for the fans. We're at home. I tell you what, we certainly owe them after that Newcastle game, don't we? So let's give the fans the performance they're expecting. Some calm, we have faith, and I mean, that could have gone better. Hopefully, we won't come back and haunt us, that team talk, but we should be fine. We should be fine. Let's get on with this game and see what we can do. Looks like it's a nice day in Birmingham. Yeah, I wasn't impressed with our attacking play against Newcastle. I think that according to the sort of analyst report, Ipswich struggle from crosses. So almost the example there was that Marin getting on the end of that. He should be nowhere near the penalty area. So yeah, if we play the wingers, we might be able to exploit something there. We'll just kind of see how it goes. I mean, as I said, we can't be any worse. We really can't. So looks like Ipswich are in a little bit of a run here, which isn't good. Can we get the block in there, please? And Mohamedi, that's a dive. That's well done by Chester. Can we get onto that? We can. Abraham, look at this. We've got a man up here with him. I'm not sure who is that. El Ghazi? It's Foden. Go on, Foden. Can he? Oh, he's accelerated past one brilliantly. Foden! What a goal from Phil Foden. That was a little bit special, wasn't it? That is what we expected from Phil Foden when we signed him, and maybe just taking a little bit of time to settle into the club. That was a little bit special, though, wasn't it? Clearance from Chester. Look at this. Just accelerated past three defenders there. Not a bad finish on the end of it as well. That is nice stuff from the young England midfielder. Yeah, we're going to try and get him back for next season if whether in this division or the next one. I feel like if anything, we're more likely to get him back if we're in the Premier League, although City may not want to loan to a rival. Technically, we'd be a rival. Here's a good ball out there for Taylor. We've got men pouring into the box. Are we going to get caught out on the counter-attack here? Marin gets the curler in, but it's claimed by the goalkeeper. Already, this has looked a lot better than Newcastle, isn't it? We're almost overdone with excitement right now with compared to that Newcastle game. They get creative. Maybe the wrong shout, actually. We've just looked like we've created it. Well, we did create a few chances. We're dominating this game, though. This is much, much better. Let's give it a show some passion. See if that works. Oh, Mohamedi's looking... Oh, a couple of players looking nervous now. Apparently passion makes them nervous. That's a decent free kick, decent save, and cleared away from Twenzabi. It's not a goal because it's never a goal. Has anybody yet had a goal line technology referral come back as a goal? Anybody? I haven't heard of one, but, you know, I'm just one person. Let's give this a demand more. We haven't really... I mean, we're playing okay, but we haven't really kicked on in terms of highlights. And that's kind of what we care about, isn't it? Horahan with the booking. That should be okay. A couple of nervous players, which I don't really understand. I mean, it was a decent first half from the team. I'm going to say it has to be it has to be don't get complacent. That's sort of what it has to be. Foden, we're going to say we're very happy with you. Keep your game up, mate. A couple of players here could be doing better. El Ghazi is one of them. McGinn is another. Horahan, we'll just tell him not to get himself sent off because we don't really want that. Same with El Mohamedi. We do have Hutton on the bench. So he's an option in the second half. We won't change too much. It's been fun. What we might do, actually, we might just go back to positive from attacking, given that we have the lead. We don't need to get ourselves caught out sort of being over-ambitious. Let's give it a get creative here. And the highlight begins. Always good. Horahan knocks it in, and it is headed away. And are we going to get done on the counter-attack here? I must do something wrong. Good tackle from El Ghazi with my set piece setup because maybe it just seems like it happens to me all the time. But I feel like I get hit a lot on the counter attack. Here's Horahan. Oh, that's a tap in for Horahan. How has he missed that? That is really unlucky. Yeah, I feel like I get counter attacked a lot from my own attacking set pieces, and I always have three men back. I don't really understand what I'm doing wrong. Another highlight here. El Ghazi over the free kick, knocks it in, back post for Chester. It's off the line, I think. Well, it must have been off the line, or else it was going well. It didn't go in anyway. Ball comes back in. Twenzabi, can he square it for Horahan? And he's missed it again. It almost caught me out with the sub coming down. I thought to goal for a brief moment. But yeah, no, that wasn't quite ever happening, was it? Let's show some passion here. Come on, boys. We're not playing... I mean, we are playing well, but we're not playing well, if you know what I mean. Like, we're dominating the game, but we haven't put it to bed. And yeah, it's just not quite happening. I don't want to praise them because I don't think they've earned praise. Why are we looking nervous? If we're looking nervous, let's say no pressure. No. How can you be overwhelmed by someone telling you there's no pressure? Marin's not having a great game. No one's hit. We're just not playing well. We'll take Marin off for Grealish. McGinn. Actually, taking McGinn off for Jedinak makes a little bit of sense, doesn't it? And then what we might also look to do is we might just look to put Jedinak in front of the back four. We've been retraining him as a central defender, so he's kind of... his ability to play in midfield, somewhat annoyingly, has diminished. We might play him. We'll play as a ball-winning midfielder back there in defence. Can Foden play back here? I mean, he can. I don't want to make another sub, really. We've already made the two, obviously. Let's give it a... do I praise them? Let's give them some praise. We are in front. It is coming in late into the game. I have a nasty habit, a really, really nasty habit of conceding late goals in some of my other saves. So let's lower this tempo down. Let's be more disciplined here. In transition, we'll regroup when we lose the ball. We'll slow the pace down. And out of possession, we will stay on our feet and we'll just drop this defensive line back and be really, really, really compact. Alright. And now we concede the goal after I've done all that. That's my pet peeve. I hate that when you change everything and then you concede and you've got to go put it all back. I think there is a way you can save it and just click on it, but I haven't really figured that out yet. Decent header from the corner there from Abraham. That should be time. Not a classic episode. 1-0 loss and a 1-0 win, but 3 points is important, isn't it? That is important, and yeah, I'm not really sure why we didn't have more highlights, if not more goals there, because we certainly dominated the game enough. We'll say we got away with one there. We need to be better against better sides, and we'll move on. So a massive 3 points. It puts us 3 points clear of Derby at top of the table, and a massive, 13 points ahead of Leeds in third spot. But yeah, a little bit confusing, that one for me. We should have probably done a little bit more, but it was a stunning goal from Foden to win it, wasn't it? So that was pretty good. So just the goals of the month to come in a second here, but in terms of matches, that's it for this episode. Not a classic, guys, I'm sorry. But like I say, we did get the 3 points. So we'll be back on Sunday to wrap up the weekend. We have a big game against Derby, so that picks itself, doesn't it? Stoke and Derby. That will be Sunday. Oh wait, no. We have to do Derby, don't we? Almost didn't see that. So it'll be next episode on Sunday. It'll be Derby in a top of the table clash, and then Birmingham in a Birmingham Derby. Can we just push them a little bit further down towards that relegation zone? So that's going to be huge, and as I said, all to look forward to on Sunday. But until then, I should say too, if you have enjoyed this episode, please do hit like. If you're not a fan of goals, you may have enjoyed that. And if you are new to the channel, welcome. Thank you for watching, and please do subscribe. Ring the bell so you see when I upload new episodes. As I said, I'll be back on Sunday. So until then, I've been Aussie, and thank you so much for watching. And here are our goals of the month for January. We did score a few. Take care.